Okay students, now let us discuss motion in a plane. Motion in a plane. So in yesterday class, we discussed about the motion in a straight line. That is the one-dimensional motion. So example for one-dimensional motion is freely falling body and a body moving along a level track such as trains. So in this case, motion in a plane, that is the body moving in a plane surface. So example for motion in a plane is projectile motion. So before going to discuss motion in a plane, so now let us discuss vectors. So this is the very most important concept, vectors. So what is meant by vector? Vector is a physical quantity is having both magnitude and direction and obeys laws of vector addition, like parallelogram law of vector addition or triangle law of vector addition, commutative law of vector addition. So that is nothing but a vector. So what is meant by vector? It is a physical quantity having both the magnitude and direction and obeys laws of vector addition. That is nothing but a vector. So what is the example for vector? So examples vector, that is displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, momentum, torque, so electric field, magnetic field, so etc. So these are all vectors. So vector having both magnitude and direction and obeys laws of vector addition. So that is nothing but a vector. So example for vectors: displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, momentum, torque, electric field, magnetic field, etc. Next one is scalars. So what is meant by scalar? Scalars are the physical quantities having only magnitude. There is no specific direction. So that is nothing but scalars. So these are the physical quantities having only magnitude. There is no specific direction. So that is called scalars. So example for scalars: pressure, distance, speed, work. So these are all scalar quantities. So pressure, of course, simply force per unit area. So pressure is a scalar quantity. Basically, it's having a unit direction but not a specific direction. So pressure is a which quantity? Scalar quantity. And also distance, speed, work. So these are all scalar quantities. Now another example is electric current. So electric current also a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. Electric current is a scalar quantity, but it's having a magnitude and also direction. However, so it is a scalar quantity because of it does not obeys vector addition, law of vector addition. So electric current is a scalar quantity. It's having both the magnitude and direction, but it is a scalar. Why? Because of it does not obeys law of vector addition. So for example, so this is the current I1, this is the current I2. So these are the two conductors carrying a currents of I1 and I2. So this is an angle theta. So thereafter, so combine these two, I1 plus I2. So by the principle of Kirchhoff first rule, so the algebraic sum of the currents at the node will be 0, or sum of the currents entering the junction is equal to the sum of the current leaving the junction. So in this case, the total current is independent on angle. Independent on angle. So electric current does not obey the law of vector addition. That is, it is independent on angle. Actually, according to parallelogram law of vector addition, see, dear students, parallelogram law of vector addition already we studied. So the resultant vector R is equal to square root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. In this case, theta will be the angle between the p and q vectors. P and q vectors. So in this case, the resultant vector is depends upon angle between p and q. P and q. But in this case, see, the resultant current is independent on angle. Independent on angle. That's why electric current is a scalar quantity. Electric current is a scalar quantity. So it's having direction and also magnitude. Specific direction is there. Electric currents, by conventionally, the current flow of current is positive to negative. Positive to negative. However, it is a scalar quantity. Why? Because of it does not obey parallelogram law of vector addition. So vector additions ni ఇది obey చేయదు కాబట్టి so electric current is a scalar quantity. Electric current is a scalar quantity. Okay. So dear students, please remember it. In this case, the resultant vector is depends upon angle between P and Q. In this case, the resultant one is independent on angle between I1 and I2. Okay. Now next one is vector, that is next one position vector, or before that unit vector. What is meant by unit vector? A vector having unit magnitude. That is called unit vector. How to representation? So vector. So representation of vector. See like this, dear students. So this is the representation of vector. Simply, this is the head and this is the tail. So like this, vector represented by like a bar, read as a bar, or vector A. So this is the vector. A bar is the vector. See representation like this. A straight line with an arrow mark. So this is the vector. See this is the scalar. There is no specific direction. నేను ఇక్కడ బార్ మెన్షన్ చేయలేదు, పైన బార్ అనేది లైన్ అనేది మెన్షన్ చేయలేదు కాబట్టి సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ విచ్ క్వాంటిటీ, స్కేలార్ క్వాంటిటీ. ఇక్కడ నేను మెన్షన్ చేశాను కాబట్టి ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ వెక్టార్ క్వాంటిటీ. ఓకే. So representation like this, it is a straight line with an arrow. This is nothing but head of the vector. This is nothing but tail of the vector. So in this case, O to A is the magnitude. It's a magnitude. Okay. So let us discuss unit vector. So what is meant by unit vector? A vector having unit magnitude. So in this case, unit vector having magnitude, that is equal to 1, and also specific direction. Suppose A bar is the vector in the direction of A cap. So A cap represents direction of A bar. Then so A cap is the unit vector. See dear students, A bar is the vector in the direction of A cap. So A cap is the unit vector. So A cap is equal to A bar divided by its modulus. It's a modulus, of course. Its magnitude. It's a magnitude. So please remember it. A cap is the unit vector in the direction of A bar. In the direction of A bar is correct. So A cap and A bar is both are in the same direction. Both are in the same direction. So A cap is the unit vector in the direction of A bar. Then unit vector is represented like this. A cap is equal to A bar by its modulus of A bar. Modulus of A bar. So modulus of A bar represents its magnitude. Magnitude. A bar represents direction. So ఇక్కడ మనకి ఏంటంటే A bar is the direction of unit vector. Direction of unit vector. So this is the representation of unit vector. Representation of unit. Suppose let us consider one vector that is nothing but force. F cap is equal to F bar by modulus of F. Modulus of F bar. So in this case, F cap is the unit vector in the direction of F bar. In the direction of F bar. So it is the magnitude. Okay. So SI unit of force is Newton. So and also this is also Newton. Newton get cancelled out. So it is equal to 1. So F cap is the unit vector. That means unit magnitude. So there is no SI unit and no dimensional formula. Unit vector having no dimensional formula and no SI unit. No SI unit. So unit vector is the very most important one, students. So what is meant by unit vector? A vector having unit magnitude, that is magnitude is equal to 1. So A cap is the unit vector in the direction of A bar. Then unit vector is represented by A cap is equal to modulus of A cap is equal to A bar by modulus of A. In this case, A cap is the direction of A cap is exactly parallel to the A bar. So both are same direction. Both are same direction. So a vector always parallel to the given vector is also called as unit vector. Is also called as unit vector. A vector is always parallel to the given vector. A vector always parallel to the a vector always parallel to the given vector. Given vector is also called as unit vector. Unit vector. A vector always parallel to the given vector. ఒక వెక్టర్ అనేది ప్యారలల్ గా ఉందంటే ఇంకో వెక్టర్ కి అది మస్ట్ షుడ్ యూనిట్ వెక్టరే. సో ఇన్ దిస్ కేస్ A cap is the unit vector along the direction of A bar. So in this case A cap and A bar directions both are same. So a vector always parallel to the given vector is also called as unit vector. Okay. So how to find out the magnitude? Of course, how to find out the unit vector? Okay, before that, so let us discuss position vector. Position vector. So what is meant by position vector? See, position vector. What is meant by position vector? So in this case, position vector means, see, this is the three coordinate system, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. This is an origin. This is an origin. Let P be a point at a distance of r bar. At a distance of r bar. So in this case, r bar is the position of the particle with respect to the origin. With respect to the origin. So position vector means a vector which represents position of the particle with reference point O. With the reference point O. That is nothing but position vector. A position vector, position vector means a vector which is represented by the position of the particle with respect to the origin. With respect to the origin is called a position vector. Position. So in this case, r bar is the position vector. R bar is the position vector. Okay. So P be the point in x, y, z coordinate system. So from this origin, so what is the distance from O to P? Then there is r. R is the, in this case, R is called, R is nothing but position vector. Position vector means the vector which gives the position of the particle. Position of the particle from the origin. From the origin. That is called position vector. See, the position vector in x, y, z coordinate system, then so r bar is equal to rx I cap plus ry j cap plus rz k cap. Where I cap, j cap, k cap are the unit vectors. Are the unit vectors along the direction of rx, ry, rz respectively. So position vector represented like this: rx I cap, ry j cap, rz k cap, rz k cap. So okay, see how to calculate the magnitude. How to calculate the magnitude of position vector. So magnitude of position vector is nothing but square root of rx square plus ry square plus rz square. It is the magnitude. By using this formula to calculate the position of the magnitude of position vector. So r bar is equal to what? Square root of rx square plus ry square plus rz square. Rz square. Okay. So this is the magnitude of position vector. Suppose, so let us consider one example. Suppose let us consider a vector a bar is equal to 3i cap 2j cap plus 2k cap. 2k cap. Then calculate the magnitude of r bar or magnitude of a bar. So the magnitude of a bar is nothing but square root of 3 square is nothing but 9, 2 square is nothing but 4, 2 square is nothing but 4. So that is equal to what? So 88 plus 9, 17 units. 17 units. Okay. So this is the magnitude of position vector a bar. Position vector a bar. So from this, how to calculate the unit vector? How to calculate the unit vector? See dear students, unit vector is given by a cap is equal to what? A bar by modulus of a. So in this case, so a bar is the like this. A bar is the position vector. So that is 3i cap plus 2j cap plus 2k cap divided by, so its modulus what? Root 17. Root 17. This is the unit vector. This is the unit vector. So unit vector means, this is the unit vector means a vector having unit magnitude. A cap is unit vector in the direction of a bar. In the direction of a bar. Okay. So in this case, I, j, k are unit vectors in x, y, z coordinate systems. Okay, students. Okay. So one more example. So we will discuss one more example. Example number 2. Suppose b bar is equal to that is 3i cap plus 3i cap and 4j cap. 4j cap. So calculate the position vector in this case. B bar is equal to like this. 3 square is nothing but 9. 4 square is nothing but 16. That is equal to 25. That is equal to 5 units. And hence calculate the unit vector. So unit vector is what? Unit vector b cap is equal to b bar by its modulus. So what is the value of b bar? 3I cap plus 4j cap divided by modulus is nothing but 5. Is nothing but 5. So this is the simplest way how to calculate the unit vector and also position vector. Okay. Next one. So let us discuss. Suppose we discuss direction of vector. Direction of vector. See dear students, so direction of vector, this is north, this is south, this is west, this is east. So like this, a vector A makes an angle of 45 degree with respect to the east. So in this case, what is the direction of A? So the direction of A is 45 degree northeast. ఇది 45 వెక్టర్ ఏ అనేది ఈస్ట్ తో 45 చేస్తుంటే ఇక్కడ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా నార్త్ తో కూడా 45 చేసింది. సో ఇది కూడా 45 చేసింది కాబట్టి జనరల్ గా the direction of vector A is nothing but so 45 degree northeast. Similarly, like this, I will take one more vector like this. See, vector B makes an angle of 45 degree with respect to south. So the vector B, the direction of vector B is 45 degree in southwest. Okay. So ఇది ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా 45 చేస్తుంది కాబట్టి వెస్ట్ తోను 45 చేసింది బి వెక్టర్. అదేవిధంగా ఈస్ట్ వెస్ట్ తోను ఎంత చేసింది, సౌత్ తోను కూడా సౌత్ డైరెక్షన్ తో కూడా 45 చేసింది, ఎందుకంటే దిస్ ఇస్ ద 90 కాబట్టి. ఓకే. సో వన్ మోర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 45 కాకుండా ఇంకోటి తీసుకున్నాం మనం, నార్త్, సౌత్, వెస్ట్, ఈస్ట్. సపోజ్ vector A makes an angle of 30 degree with respect to the east. So మనం దీన్ని ఎట్లా రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం? సో the direction of vector A 30 degree north of east. So north of east అంటే north, in between north and east 30 degree with respect to the east తో 30 degree చేస్తుంది ఇక్కడ. సో డైరెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ వెక్టార్స్ ఇక్కడ వెక్టార్ ఏ అనేది ఈస్ట్ తో 30 degree చేస్తుంది కాబట్టి మనం దీన్ని ఎట్లా రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం? ద డైరెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ వెక్టార్ ఏ మేక్స్ an angle of 30 degree north of east. Suppose similarly like this is 30 degree, this is B bar. The direction of B bar makes an angle of 30 degree west of south. South తో 30 degree చేస్తుంది వెస్ట్ సైడ్. అప్పుడు దీన్ని ఎంత చేసిందా, ఇది 30 degree అంటే ఇది ఎంత 60 degree. మరి దీన్ని ఎట్లా రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం? The direction of B bar makes an angle of 60 degree south of west. వెస్ట్ తో చేసేది ఎంత 60 degree. సో మనం ఈ మెథడ్లో యాక్చువల్లీ దాని డైరెక్షన్ ఈజీగా ఐడెంటిఫై చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ వన్. So next one is how to calculate the direction. So this is the direction of vector. Next one, of course, how to calculate the direction of vector. Okay. So before that, a vector is displaced by itself. A vector can be displaced by itself. This is the very most important one. vector can be displaced by itself. A vector can be displaced by itself. A vector can be displaced by itself. అంటే ఏంట్రా? Suppose అంటే a vector can be displaced by itself. Whenever a vector can be displaced by itself, its direction and magnitude does not change. Its magnitude and direction does not change. So this is the very most important point or note. Vector can be displaced by itself. Whenever a vector can be displaced by itself, its magnitude and direction does not change. For example, see dear students, whenever to measure the angle between two vectors, see this is one vector A, this is another vector A. So their heads are coincide in this case. So in this case, what is the angle between? Suppose I will take 30 degree. This is vector B, this is vector A. A and B vector are coincide at the point P. The angle between them is 30 degree. So మనం ఈ వేలో ఎప్పుడు మనం యాంగిల్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి? Whenever their heads are coincide or their tails are coincide. Suppose this is one vector, this is another vector, vector A, this is vector B, the angle between them is 60 degree. So ఇక్కడ ఏమైందన్నా tails coincide అయింది కాబట్టి సో నేను ఇక్కడ 60 degree తీసుకున్నాను కాబట్టి the angle between them is 60 degree, it is correct. So ఇక్కడ heads coincide అయ్యాయి కాబట్టి the angle between them is, of course I will take 30 degree, so it is also correct. అంటే మనం ఎప్పుడు కూడా యాంగిల్ అనేది whether it is coincidence of heads or coincidence of tails, ఈ రెండు మాత్రం కోయిన్సిడెంట్ మాత్రం తీసుకోండి. సపోజ్ మీకు ఎగ్జామినేషన్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సో ఈ వేలో ఇచ్చాను. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ద వెక్టార్ A, సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ద వెక్టార్ B, see this is the vector B, this is the vector A. ఇక్కడ ఒకసారి మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తేనా టైల్ హెడ్ తో కోయిన్సైడ్. ఇక్కడ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దీని యాంగిల్ వచ్చేసి ఒక 60 డిగ్రీ ఇచ్చారు. సో ఇచ్చేసి వాట్ ఈస్ ద యాంగిల్ బిట్వీన్ A and B? It is not 60. Why? In this case head coincide with tail. So ఈ మెథడ్లో ఉంటే మనం ఇక్కడ ఏం చేయాలి? మెజర్ చేయకూడదు. This is the angle between A bar and B bar. Vector A and vector B is not 60. So మనం ఏం చేయాలి? So the vector B will be extended like this. See, vector can be displaced by itself. Its magnitude and direction does not change. So vector B ఏం చేసి డిస్ప్లేస్ చేసింది. So magnitude does not change. Direction also does not change. సో అదే డైరెక్షన్ డిస్ప్లే చేశాను కదా. సో డిస్ప్లే చేసినప్పుడు సో ఇక్కడ ఒకసారి మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేసి దీని టైల్ కోయిన్సైడ్. సో కోయిన్సైడ్ అయినప్పుడు సో ఈ వాట్ ఇస్ ద యాంగిల్? దిస్ దట్ ఈస్ 120 డిగ్రీ. టోటల్ 180 డిగ్రీ. 60 మైనస్ చేస్తే 180 లో 120. సో ద యాంగిల్ బిట్వీన్ A vector and B vector is nothing but 120. Okay, so one more example. Suppose see this is the vector A. And this is the another vector B. So the angle between them is 150 degree. ఇచ్చాడనా? ఇచ్చేసి క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ద యాంగిల్ బిట్వీన్ వెక్టర్ A and వెక్టర్ B అని అడిగాడు. So let us consider two vectors A and B. The angle between them is 150 degree as shown in the figure. So what is the angle between A and B? ఎట్లా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తున్నాం మనం దీన్ని ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేస్తాం. ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేయడం వల్ల ఏమైందిరా వెక్టర్ కెన్ బి డిస్ప్లేస్డ్. వెక్టర్ కెన్ బి డిస్ప్లేస్డ్. See, so vector, for example, this is the vector. This is the vector A. దీన్ని మనం ఇదిగో like this ఇలా డిస్ప్లే చేయొచ్చు. డిస్ప్లే చేయడం వల్ల ఏమైందిరా ఇట్స్ మ్యాగ్నిట్యూడ్ ఆర్ ఇట్స్ డైరెక్షన్ డస్ నాట్ చేంజ్. సో ఎట్లయినా ఏ వేలో అయినా సరే దీన్ని మనం ఇట్లా డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ చేయొచ్చు, లేదంటే ఇది ఇట్లా కూడా డిస్ప్లే చేయొచ్చు. ఎనీవే in this format or in this format ఎట్లయినా సరే డిస్ప్లే చేయొచ్చు. డిస్ప్లే చేయడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుందా by itself its magnitude direction does not change. ఓకే, సో నేను ఏం చేశాను ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈ ఫార్మేట్ లో ఉంది వెక్టర్. సో దీన్ని మనం ఎట్లా ఎన్ని సాల్వ్ అయినా మనం దీన్ని ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్ అయినా మనం ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేయొచ్చు. సో డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ వల్ల వెక్టర్ మ్యాగ్నిట్యూడ్ కానీ డైరెక్షన్ కానీ చేంజ్ అవ్వదు. దట్ ఈస్ ద వెరీ మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏకి బికి మధ్య యాంగిల్ ఎంత అంటే సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దిస్ ఈజ్ 150 ఇచ్చాడనా, అప్పుడు ఇదంతా అయిందిరా దట్ ఈస్ 30 degrees. టోటల్ వాట్ టోటల్ 180. టోటల్ 180 నుంచి 150 మైనస్ చేస్తే 30 degrees ద యాంగిల్ బిట్వీన్ vector A and vector B. So in this method to calculate the angle between any two vectors. Okay, next, so let us discuss vector addition. Vector addition. So vector addition already we have studied in regular classes by using the method of parallelogram law, vector addition, triangle law or polygon law. So two or more vectors can be added or subtracted. So vector addition. So there is a parallelogram law of vector addition. So by using parallelogram law of vector addition, two or more vectors can be added. See, so parallelogram law, suppose P bar and Q bar are two vectors, so represented by the two sides represented by the two adjacent side of the polygon. So drawing from same region. So that means P and Q are two vectors can be represented by both magnitude and direction by the two sides of the parallelogram. Their resultant represented by both magnitude and direction by the diagonal of the parallelogram. This is the diagonal of the parallelogram like this. So this is the parallelogram law. So parallelogram law states that R is the resultant vector of P and Q. So dear students, once again I will repeat. P bar and Q bar are two vectors represented both magnitude and direction by the two sides of the parallelogram drawn from a point. Then their resultant vector represented both magnitude and direction by the diagonal of the parallelogram drawn from same point. So R is the resultant vector of P bar and Q bar. See, theta be the angle between P bar and Q bar, and alpha be the angle made by the resultant vector with the P bar. So already we know a vector can be displaced by itself. Its magnitude direction does not change. So దీన్ని మనం ఇట్లా డిస్ప్లే చేసుకుంటూ పోతే like this. So this is O A B C. OC is nothing but AB. This is also P bar. And like this, దీన్ని ఇట్లా డిస్ప్లే చేసుకుంటూ పోతే like this. OA is nothing but BC. OA is nothing but a BC. Okay. So what is the magnitude of resultant R bar? Magnitude of resultant R bar already we know that is nothing but P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta, where theta is the angle between P and Q vectors. And also direction. What is the direction? Direction of R bar. Direction of resultant vector R bar is nothing but, already we know, tan alpha is equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. P plus Q cos theta. Okay. So for example, this is the direction, students. Alpha is the angle made by the resultant vector with the P. Okay. So one example, suppose two vectors P bar and Q bar. So their magnitudes are different, acting along the same straight line, acting along the same direction. So two vectors P and Q acting along the same direction. What is the resultant of P and Q? What is the resultant? What is the resultant? Resultant of P and Q vectors. And hence find out the direction also. See, in this case, the resultant vector R bar is equal to what? So, square root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. So, dear students, so in this case, P vector and Q vector acting along the same direction. So, in this case, what is the angle between them? 0 degree. So, then R is equal to what? So, P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos 0 degree. Cos 0 what? 1. So this is nothing but 1 A square plus B square plus 2PQ for A square plus B square plus 2AB, like this. So instead of A, P, Q are there, then R is equal to what? P square plus Q square. So that is P plus Q whole square root, cancel out. So R is equal to simply P plus Q. So whenever two vectors acting along the same straight line, that is same direction, the resultant vector is equal to the sum of the individual vectors. Simply they can be added. Those two vectors can be added. Then we will get a resultant vector. Suppose for example, P is equal to 5 Newton. P is nothing but vector, is taken as a force. So I will take it is a force. Q is the of course 2 Newton. Q is the Q Newton. Then in this case, what is the value of resultant vector? So that is 5 plus 2, that is equal to 7 Newton. 7 Newton. So that is a simple way how to calculate the resultant vector R. So in this case, direction what? So tan alpha is equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. P plus Q cos theta. So what is the value of theta? 0 degree. What is the value of theta? 0. So 0 by anything is 0. So 0 by anything, P plus Q cos is nothing but 0. So like this, alpha is equal to tan inverse of 0 is nothing but 0 degree. So whenever two vectors acting along the same straight line, the direction of resultant also along the same. And then vectors ఈ డైరెక్షన్ లో యాక్ట్ చేస్తుంటే the resultant vector R bar కూడా సేమ్ డైరెక్షన్ లోనే యాక్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకేనా? So this is the vector addition by using the method of parallelogram, law of vector addition. So one more example. I will take one more example. Suppose two vectors acting in opposite direction. Suppose two vectors acting in the opposite direction. This is the vector A, this is the vector B, like this. acting in the opposite direction. So what is the angle between them? That is 180 degree. 180 degree. So calculate the resultant vector. The resultant vector R is equal to what? R is equal to, like this, basic formula, the resultant of P and Q. The resultant of vector A and vector B. So by using resultant vector R is equal to square root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 180 degree. Cos 180. Cos 180 what? Minus 1. So A square plus B square minus 2AB is nothing but A minus B whole square root of square root get cancelled out A minus B. This is the resultant. So whenever two vectors acting in opposite direction, the resultant vector is equal to the difference of those two vectors. Difference of those two vectors. Okay. So now, so direction in this case, alpha is equal to what? Tan inverse of Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. P plus Q cos theta, that is nothing but instead of Q I will take B. This is A, this is B. Okay. So what is the direction? Sin theta is equal to what? That is 180. Sin 180 what? Sin 180 is nothing but 0. So alpha is equal to what? 0. 0 by anything is 0. So the direction of resultant vector is along the direction of higher magnitude vector. So ఈ రెండిట్లో సో ఏదైతే highest magnitude ఉంటుందో, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ this is 10 Newton, this is Q Newton, this is 2 Newton. So direction of resultant is along the direction of A bar because of A is the highest magnitude. So in this case the direction of resultant vector is along the direction of higher magnitude vector. Higher magnitude vector. Okay. Next one, I will go for one more example. Suppose two vectors acting perpendicular to each other. Suppose, see dear students, that is example number 3. Suppose two vectors, see this is vector P, this is vector Q. Acting perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular to each other. What is the resultant? So resultant vector, what is the magnitude of resultant vector? The magnitude of resultant vector R bar is equal to square root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos 90 degree. This is the 90 degree. Cos 90 what? 0. Then the resultant vector is given by P square plus Q square square root of. So this is the resultant vector of P and Q which are perpendicular to each other. Next in this case, what is the direction? Direction of resultant vector. So the direction of resultant vector is nothing but tan alpha is equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. So alpha is equal to tan inverse of what? Sin theta. Theta is equal to 90. So sin 90 is nothing but 1, that is Q divided by cos 90 0, the total term will be 0, that is Q by P. So this is the direction of resultant vector in this case. Alpha equal to tan inverse of Q by P. So the applications are very most important about parallelogram law of vector addition. Okay students, next one, so one more example. Suppose using parallelogram law, suppose P is the vector and another one R is the resultant vector. See dear students, the resultant vector is perpendicular to the vector P. Vector P. So what is the angle between? What is the angle between? So what is the angle between P and Q vectors? P and Q vectors. This is an origin. So Okay, students. So in this case, please remember it. In this case, P, Q are two vectors. R is the resultant vector of P and Q. However, the resultant vector makes an angle of 90 degree with respect to P. Then what is the angle between P and Q? What is the angle between P and Q? Okay. So, okay, students, by using the parallelogram law, vector addition like this is the 90. Of course, this is nothing but 90, and this is, I will take theta naught just to find out the theta. Theta will be the angle between P and Q. So, what is the value of theta? I want theta. So, angle between P bar and R bar is equal to what? 90 degree. So, angle between P and Q, P bar and Q bar what? 90 plus theta naught. So, this is theta is equal to what? Theta is equal to angle between P and Q is theta is equal to 90 plus theta naught. So, what is the value of theta? In this case, how to calculate the angle between P bar and Q bar? P bar and Q bar. So then, so what is the direction? First of all, we calculate the direction. So then after magnitude. So direction. So the direction of resultant R bar. So the direction of resultant R bar makes an angle of 90 with respect to P. With respect to P. Then resultant vector R bar, of course, the resultant vector R. So by using this tan alpha is equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta formula, then we calculate the direction of resultant R bar. So tan alpha is equal to, I will take tan alpha equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. P plus Q cos theta. So alpha is the, like this is an angle. Alpha is the angle made by the resultant vector with P bar. Really, students, like this. Okay. So what is the value of alpha? 90 degree. This is equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. P plus Q cos theta. Where theta is the angle between? Theta is the angle between what? P bar and Q bar. So tan 90 infinity is nothing but 1 by 0, that is equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. See, dear student, on cross multiplication, P plus Q cos theta is equal to what? 0. So P, that is Q cos theta is equal to what? Minus P. Cos theta is equal to what? Minus P by Q. Minus P by Q. Then theta is equal to cos inverse of minus P by Q. Cos inverse of minus P by Q. See, dear student, by using this formula to calculate the direction, that is the angle between P and Q. P and Q. Suppose, dear students, suppose I will take vector P is equal to 1 Newton, vector Q is equal to 2 Newton. Then what is the angle between P and Q? See, dear student, cos inverse of, by using this formula, cos inverse of theta is equal to what? Minus 1 by, what is the value of Q? 2. Then cos inverse of minus 1 by 8 is nothing but 120 degree. See, dear student, the angle between P bar and Q bar, angle between P bar and Q bar, theta is equal to what? 120 degree. See, dear student, this is the 120 degree. Okay. So మనం ఈ మెథడ్లో మనం ఈజీగా యాంగిల్ని మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయొచ్చు. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద డైరెక్షన్. మరి మ్యాగ్నిట్యూడ్ ఎట్లా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి? హౌ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ద మ్యాగ్నిట్యూడ్? సీ ఫ్రమ్ ద సేమ్ diagram, magnitude magnitude. See dear students, already we know a vector can be displaced by itself. Its magnitude and direction does not change. Change. So this is nothing but the extend చేసాను like this. This is P. This is also P. Extend చేసాను. పైకి extend చేయొచ్చు లేదంటే outside. That is in this way or in this way or in this way. ఎట్లైనా extend చేయొచ్చు నా displacement. That is a vector can be displaced by itself. Its magnitude direction does not change. This is P. This is also P. So in this case, I want Q. According to parallelogram law, according to Pythagoras rule, magnitude of Q square is equal to what? So magnitude of P square plus magnitude of R square. Magnitude of R square. So I want the magnitude of Q or Q square. Q square is equal to P square plus R square, or Q square is equal to square root of P square plus R square. Sorry, Q is equal to what? Q is equal to square root of P square plus R square. So by using this formula to calculate the magnitude of Q. So whenever P and R values are given. Okay students? So parallelogram law vectorization is very, very most important. Okay. Next one. So next one, another vector that is nothing but co-initial vector. Co-initial vector. So what is meant by co-initial vector? Co-initial vector. Co-initial vector. Co-initial vectors. Co-initial vector means the vector whose starting point is same. Is nothing but co-initial vectors. The vectors whose starting point is same. Suppose, dear students, for example, like this is A bar, and this is B bar, and this is C bar. That is A vector, B vector, C vector, and this is D vector. So in this case, dear students, their initial points are same. So this is vector A, vector B, vector C, vector D. Co-initial vectors means their initial points are same. So in this case, how to representation of co-initial vector? So ఒకసారి మనం చూస్తే మనం ఆల్రెడీ డిస్కస్ చేసాం. A vector can be displaced by itself. Its magnitude direction does not change. See, this is vector A, like this. This is vector A. This is vector A. So the vector A and vector B are perpendicular. Suppose vector B is displaced. Its magnitude direction does not change. Then it is edge తీసుకొచ్చాను like this. This is B vector. That is the B vector. And C vector. So C vector నేను ఏం చేశాను, ఇట్లా డిస్ప్లే చేసి ఈ సైడ్ డిస్ప్లే చేశాను like this. Same. That is west direction ఉంది, west ఉంది. So this is south ఉంది, south ఉంది ఇక్కడ కూడా. ఇది ఎట్టుందిరా, this is suppose this is east. D north వెళ్ళే ఉంది. So this is west. This is nothing but what? So like this is vector C. And D like this. D ni upward direction లో display చేశాను. Its magnitude direction does not change like this. Like this. This is the vector D. So this is the initial point. So A, B, C, D are 4 vectors. Their initial points are same. All vectors starting from O. So in this case, A, B, C, D are co-initial vectors. Okay, students. Okay. Thank you.